Lessons learned by following guest lectures and business visits. The first guest lecture was about changing the nature of leadership, presented by Ockje Sisselaar. She had studied industrial design engineering at Haagse School and at the university. After her studies, she had worked many years with the Dutch government. There she discovered, through talking to a career coach, that she can achieve a lot more that will increase her happiness in her environment. Not only does your head and hands need to be in it, your heart as well. After a long period of traveling in Africa and making a once-in-a-lifetime sailing experience, she started her own business. Now she has two. And she is a business coach at the Haagse School. Her company is called Seize, makes opportunities happen. She became her own leader. She is a leader of her company. She is a leader of her happiness. What was inspiring from Ockje Sisselaar's lecture was that she showed us that it's important to understand yourself before you take a leap within the community to help guide others. If you don't understand yourself, you don't know what path you're going to head into with your career. Take a breath and think about the possibilities that can make a change in your happiness. The second guest lecture was about understanding others, presented by Frits Kruiswijk. Frits is part of the IDE3 community. The message that he wanted to portray within his lecture was that by doing observation, you don't always understand everything. In order to know all, you must interact and ask to find out the available information. Frits started his lecture with a story of how the term okay in Uganda does not always necessarily mean okay, unlike in our Dutch culture. Okay in Uganda means, I don't understand, so I'll just reply with the word okay. Frits also explained the term cultural loads. For example, within the Dutch culture, it's typical that we are very direct. I found that this lecture presented by Frits was the most useful for myself. Frits showed us that it's very important for the ability to understand. If you don't interact, observe, or listen to another, you will never fully understand. I've also gained knowledge from my own business, as it's very important to be able to understand my clients, and this lecture gave me tips on how to do so. The third guest lecture was about being in communities, presented by Omar and Shahab. Omar is the founder of Drive. He's an entrepreneur who's genuinely motivated to choose his own path. For Omar, failing was no option, but he saw it as a bigger motivation to succeed and grab what he wanted, to be bold and to be ambitious. Omar told us how he got from no diplomas to becoming a CEO of a company at age 24. His biggest struggle was how to be a leader, as leadership has different phases. Advice from Omar: always ask for advice, even if you don't need it. Asking for advice can lead you into a conversation where one can maybe help you out further with what you might be struggling with. If your intentions are pure, you'll always retrieve help. Shahab works together with Omar for Drive. He's a very structural man, as he described himself. He's a refugee from Iran, which has given him many life experiences one may not encounter. In his daily life, he is a coach for the company Drive, but also an entrepreneur coach for the Hague University. Shahab has never gone to college. He believes in life experience. He has many jobs that involve personal development. He believes learning to do things in real life is better for you than sitting behind a desk. Shahab also believes in time. Don't waste your time, because it will be gone forever. It is proven that if you focus on one thing at a time, you are more time efficient than that you would do something multitasking. Omar and Shahab were very inspiring. What spoke out from them is that they just did. They did not let anyone stand in their way to get to the path they wanted to head into. As Omar said, right is not given, you take it. What I really appreciated from Shahab's lecture was about the time. It is true that you are more time efficient with executing one task at a time than that you would be doing something multitasking. Shahab also really pointed out that it's important to work on your personal development first before you can present yourself as a leader to others. Business Visit 1, presented by Inge van Akker. She has studied fooding and dieting, and she currently has a small practice located in Rijswijk. Inge describes herself as a lifestyle coach who helps people who are struggling with stress or eating habits. What makes her different from other practices is that she focuses on problems that arise from a client. She helps them tackle all their problems so that they can make a healthy lifestyle change. She works with the theory model of beweging, mindset, and fooding. Before she became a lifestyle coach, she had her own pedicure practice located at her home. The reason why she stopped with this business is because she said, I didn't like feet anymore. Also, she wanted to do something with her knowledge, as she did study fooding and dieting. Inge set up a business as a personal entertainment. She doesn't do it for the income, but for the joy she gets out of it. She is currently considering to relocate her business back to her home in Voorburg, as rent is costly, and she can be more efficient at home to combine her work, as she is a mother of 3 children. As she said, tijd is geld. What was inspiring from this business visit is that Inge set up her business with her heart, and she didn't do it for the income, but because she loves helping others. What I've learned from her is that yes, it's important to get around with your business, but it's more important to love what you do. Otherwise, you should just stop and do something else. I also saw that there are many advantages of setting up a business at home, as I can spare you the rent cost. This was handy to see as I wanted to set up my own business at home, first due to needing to pay unnecessary high rents. Second business visit to Repro van der Kamp. Pieter van der Kamp is currently the owner of the family business Repro, which is a print shop. He was handling the business from his father, as he believed he was the right son for the job, and his other children had other projections for the future. Pieter's grandfather was the one who set up the business back in 1897. How the business idea arose was that his great-grandfather got injured working on the NS rails, where the NS then offered him a different job, creating blueprint drawings for railways and stations. This is how the print idea arose. From this position, he set up his own small business near the Brinkhoorst. Now, 4 generations later, it is one of the biggest print shops within the Netherlands, but also a highly recommended company around the world. They were the first to produce personal wallpapers and have focused their growth within the future technology, such as 3D printing. He even won the best ideas from Nederland, as he invented the portrait klapstoel. Pieter has worked with huge brands such as Heineken, with the royal family, BN'ers, IKEA, etc. Currently, he has new ideas in order to extend his business further, staying ahead of the game. Next to his business, he is currently setting up another business, which is within the real estate. However, he was not allowed us to tell us more about this idea, as it is still in progress. What was inspiring from his business visit is that anyone can become an entrepreneur, and even though the business got handed to him, he made it his own. Before he took over the business from his father, it was just a print shop, and it wasn't doing that great. Pieter took initiative and wanted to head his business towards the future consumer. He had invested in multiple print machines costing more than 2 million euros. For example, the wallpaper print machine cost him 1.2 million, where he pays 10,000 euros monthly for updates and repairs. He also has much joy going to his work. His business location is a very open concept, where he can see all his employees and works closely with each and one of them. What I've learned from this visit is that the business can extend, in this case through generations, and that anyone can become an entrepreneur if you just put your mind towards it.